welcome back. Are you ready for another day of fun? Awesome. Today's Bible point is God is always with you. Wow, God! I wonder how our friend Ian's doing today. He's having a little bit of trouble with one of his inventions, but he's such an upbeat and positive guy, I'm sure he'll be fine. Maybe not.
Hey.
Ian, what's wrong?
Well, after we talked yesterday, I went home and I started working on my design for the greatest invention ever. The one I was going to give to my mom.
That's great. So you have a plan. What's wrong?
Well, after I finished my design, I came to the factory to ask the other workers if they could help me. But after they saw a photo of my design, none of them wanted to help.
Oh, Ian, I'm sorry. That's not very nice of them.
The worst part is they hogged up all the supplies too. So I had to go to the supply closet and I found this.
Do you even know what that is?
Oh, yeah, it's a floppy clarinet with a mustache.
That I think is a piece of a vacuum cleaner. Are you sure you were in the supply closet or the janitor's closet?
Well, if it was the janitor's closet, that explains all the mops. But watch, I can still make beautiful musical noise from this thing.
Okay. Ian, stop. Stop, please. It's okay.
Okay, so maybe you're right, but I still don't have anyone to work on the design with.
Well, that's all right. Today's Bible point is God is always with you. Wow, God!
What's that supposed to mean?
It means when you don't have a friend in the world and you think you're all alone, God will be there with you.
Well, I guess that's kind of cool.
Yeah, imagine. The God that created the entire universe is there just for you.
That's really cool.
And you know what, Ian? I'll be with you too.
Really?
Sure.
You would do that for me?
Absolutely. Soon as I'm done with these kids here, I'll help you with your invention.
All right, I'll go check the closet for more supplies.
Not the janitor's closet. Have a great day today, kids. We'll see you back here. And remember, God is always with you. Wow, God.
Come on, clap your hands. Here we go. That's it. Yeah, we're all in this together and we're having fun. We're here to spread the love of God to everyone. Gonna get a little crazy, yeah, a little wild. Here we go now, come give it a try. Move it to the left now. Move it to the right. Find someone you don't know and give them a high five. Stomp your feet louder. Yeah, you guys are doing awesome. Wave your hands up high. Come on. Find somebody else now and give them a high five. Let's go. We're all in this together and we're having fun. We're here to spread the love of God to everyone. Gonna get a little crazy, yeah, a little wild. Here we go now. Come give it a try. Move it to the left now. Move it to the left now. Move it to the right. Move it to the right. Find someone you don't know and give them a high five. Come on, you guys are moving great. Stomp your feet louder. Stomp your feet. Wave your hands up high. Come on, wave them up. Find somebody else now. And give them a high five. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 Come on, one more time. Move it to the left now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bible Time at Kidsweek at Park Street Church. Hi, everybody. We are so glad you're back for a third day learning more about the Bible and how much God loves us. This is very exciting. Today, we're learning that God is always with you. Whoa, God! Exactly. This is a pretty exciting lesson. And as a result, we're going to do another story today. Now, where do you think this story is going to be from? Ooh, I know. Oh, Kyle, do you know? I do. This one is going to be from, well, maybe I don't know. I think you do know if you give yourself a minute to think about it. The answer has actually been consistent for the 7 or 8 years we've been doing this. Oh, really? Then I guess I should know. It's the Bible. Oh, it's from the Bible. That's right, Kyle. The story is from the Bible. And our stories in the Bible, true or made up? They are true. Kyle is right. Stories in the Bible are true, even though they happened a long time ago. They are still true. So we are going to read our Bible story together today and go through it and learn it again. So here is our Bible. Kyle is going to sit and listen to the story as he does, and then he's going to help me with it afterwards. Maybe. There he goes. Okay. Today's story is about Gideon. Let's read it through, and then we'll go through it together. God's people kept disobeying his rules. Thumbs down. So God allowed their enemies to take all their food away. Again, the Israelites turned to God for help. And again, God answered their prayers. God chose a man named Gideon to help his people. God sent an angel to Gideon. "You are a mighty warrior," said the angel. "You will save God's people." Gideon said, but I'm from a family that isn't rich or important. Then Gideon prayed to God, "I need a sign from you. I will put some wool on the floor. Tomorrow, if the wool is wet and the ground is dry, I will believe you." The next morning, the wool was wet and the ground was dry. But Gideon wanted another sign. He said to God, "Now, if the wool is dry and the ground is wet, then I will be sure that you have chosen me." The next morning, God made the wool dry and the ground wet. Now Gideon was sure. He said, "God, I will do whatever you say." Over 30,000 men wanted to join Gideon's army. "That is too many," God said. He showed Gideon how to win with only 300 men. The plan sounded strange, but Gideon trusted God. During the night, Gideon and his men surrounded the enemy camp. They blew trumpets and smashed clay jars. They waved burning torches in the air. Their enemies were frightened. This must be a huge army, they thought, so they ran away. God's people won. All right. Well, that was quite the story. It is quite the story, isn't it, Kyle? So now we're going to go through it a little bit. So remember, we're learning, what are we learning? That God is always with you. Wow, God. And that means you're never alone. Never, ever, ever, ever alone. No matter what kind of hard thing you face. Wow, that sounds pretty reassuring. I think so too. Let's talk some more about it. So a long time had passed since Joshua and God's people took over the city of Jericho. For you, that was literally just yesterday. But for the people, it had been a long time. And now there was a new leader in charge of everything. He did not like the Israelites. Thumbs down, everybody. 2 thumbs down. Thumbs down. He was so mean to them that the Israelites ran away and hid. They did? They did. I'm going to hide. Okay. They had to hide their farms and crops so that the mean king's army wouldn't find them or take them. They tried to hide their donkeys and their goats and maybe their walruses from the mean king, but nothing worked. It didn't work. It didn't work. It was a pretty sad time. Show me your sad face. Yeah, good sad face, Kyle. One of God's people was a man named Gideon. He wasn't an army man at all. He was actually a farmer. But God's angel came to him one day with a big, important job. A big, important job? Big, important job. God wanted Gideon to fight against the enemies of God's people. How do you think Gideon felt to have such a big, important, and hard job? Probably a little scared and unsure, and maybe like he didn't really want to do it. You know, that might be true. He was a little scared and unsure. If you remember, we just read in the story how he asked God to show him some special signs, right? Oh yes, something about the wool being wet and the ground being dry. That's right. So those signs helped Gideon to feel a little more reassured. He loved and trusted God. He had no idea how to fight an army. No idea? No idea. None? Definitely none. Wow. I know, it's true. Gideon had no idea how to fight an army, but he loved and trusted God. He believed that God would be with him and God would help him. So first, Gideon had to choose his army. He picked some big, strong men to be in his army. Big, strong men. And we can all pretend right now that we're in Gideon's army. Ready? So march, 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 march. Go, Gideon! Yay! Part of the army here. This is great. I love it. Gonna go do some fighting. That's right. They were marching and marching. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what do you mean, wait a minute? Well, God told Gideon to send a lot of them back home. But I know. Hold on here. God didn't need a huge army to fight because God is powerful. Gideon didn't know how they'd fight the enemy with only a few men, but God was with him. God is always with you, too. Wow, God. After a whole bunch of them were sent home, God said, there are still too many soldiers. Take them down to the water, and I will show you which soldiers to keep with you and which ones to send home. Gideon still did not know how they were going to fight this army, but he trusted that God would be with him. So Gideon took the soldiers down to the water, and God said, find which soldiers scoop the water in their hands. So if you're watching at home, you can use your hands and pretend to scoop. Excuse me. Yes, Kyle? I don't have hands. That's true, you don't. I'm going to pretend to scoop water. You just go ahead and drink, okay? Okay. God said, find which soldiers scoop the water in their hands. Well, you did, but I didn't. I don't have hands. This is correct. God said, the ones who scooped the water in their hands will be in your army. If the men knelt down to drink the water right from the stream, send them home. Do I have to go home? For the purposes of this story, we're going to pretend you used your hands, even though you don't have any. Oh, okay, great. Gideon did what God said, and now there were only 300 men left to help Gideon fight the huge enemy army. Only 300 men. But he still trusted that God would always be with him. Kyle, what do you think you'd use to fight a big army? Ooh, I'd use cannons, and I'd use airplanes. Yeah, that's what I would use. Well, that's some clever thinking, but back in those days, they didn't have guns or cannons or airplanes. They used things like swords and spears. But God told Gideon to not even use swords and spears and shields. This plan kept getting more and more surprising. Show me a surprised face. Right? This plan is just crazy. But God was with Gideon. So each soldier in Gideon's tiny, teeny little army got a trumpet. A trumpet? This makes my day. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Good job. And a light hidden in a clay jar. All right. A light hidden in a clay jar, kind of like this. Okay? And that night, Gideon's little army tiptoed to the enemy camp. And when Gideon gave the signal, his soldiers took the covers off their lights and shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon! A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!" Very good, Kyle. There we go. The enemy soldiers woke up and were so surprised and scared that they ran away. Gideon's army had won. Hooray! We won! Hooray! That's right, we won! Hooray! How do you think Gideon felt to know God was with him? Well, I think he felt pretty good. I mean, he won that battle with hardly fighting at all. That's amazing. I agree. It is pretty amazing. When do you like knowing that God is with you, Kyle? Oh, wow. That's a big question. I like knowing that God is with me when I'm feeling a little scared or worried about things. I think that is a great time to be thinking about knowing God is with you. That's wonderful, Kyle. I like knowing that God is with me when I feel sick. That's a particular time that it helps me to know that God is with me. So God gave Gideon a hard job to do, and sometimes, for all of us, all of you kids watching, me, Kyle, sometimes God gives us some hard things to do. Could be something like helping our parents with chores, could be being kind or brave, or it could be having to go to some extra doctor's appointments. There's all kinds of options. But God promises to always be with us. God is always with you. Wow, God. Exactly. That's the end of today's Bible lesson. We're so glad you joined us for this third day of Kids Week through Park Street Church, and we will see you tomorrow for our next lesson. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye, kids.
He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got the lyrics.
Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of Imagination Station, Kidsweek Maker Fun Factory. Today's Bible point is, God is always with you. Today, we are making a whirligig. Whirligigs spin in every direction. And no matter what direction it goes, we never know. But no matter what direction we go in, we need to remember that God is always with us. We might not be able to see him, but he is always there. For our whirligig, we need only a few supplies. We need some markers, a cardboard circle, some string, and a skewer. The first thing you need to do is decorate. Make it special. You can put a Bible verse on it. You can decorate it with a cross. You can put a flower on it, whatever you would like. You can make a really cool swirl design, however you'd like, but make sure you decorate both sides. When you're done, for my preschool and kindergarten friends, you should use an adult to help you. Take your skewer and poke 2 holes through the middle. Then take your string and put it through both holes and tie a knot. When you're done, all you have to do is pick up your whirligig, spin it towards yourself, and pull. And see how the whirligig goes in different directions? Our lives lead us in different directions too. But we need to remember that no matter what, God is always with us. Have fun.
Meet Austin, Josh, and Alex.
We had to do this community service project.
So each student in my class had to come up with their own project, design it, build it, and implement it.
We were thinking about what we would do, and we wanted to do something as a group.
The boys decided they wanted to do a project that would help kids make new friends.
It's kind of a bad feeling to be alone on the playground.
If someone doesn't have a friend to play with, they might feel lonely.
That's when they came up with the idea for Buddy Bench. They got a local hardware store to donate the bench.
We take it out every morning whenever somebody sits on it, then we go and play with them.
When I see someone sitting at the bench alone, I run over to ask if they want to play the game I'm playing. But if they don't, then I'll ask what they want to play and I'll play with them.
My teachers have said, this is a really great idea. I'm glad you're doing this.
Teachers have said that they like the idea and also that it inspires a lot of people.
Buddy Bench was so popular at their school, they decided to donate another one.
They also went to another school in our community and they made a bench for them and took it there and presented it to that school so they could carry on the legacy somewhere else too.
It's just a cool feeling to see that kids are actually having fun and not just sitting there.
The Buddy Bench is really helping on the playground. Sometimes 4 to 5 kids every day use it to meet new friends.
There's a girl named Samantha, and we decided to ask her. She wanted to play football, so we played football with her.
I hope that sometime no one will have to use the bench, so they'll all have friends to play with.
In the Bible, Book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, it says, "The Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Remember, in good times and bad, and especially when you need a friend, God is always with you.
hope was all but gone. A second chance to sing a brand new song. You opened up my eyes to see. You rescued me, rescued me. You showed the way when there was no way out. Cleared up my mind when you erased all doubt. You made me strong when I was weak. You rescued me, rescued me. Through every storm of life, I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You'll never let go of me. I am holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. Hey! You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! Through every storm of life, I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You'll never let go of me. I know you're by my side. So I am holding on to your promises. You are the God who holds my future, all my dreams. So I am holding on. You'll never let go of me. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey! You are my God. I'm holding on to you. You are my God. I know you'll see me through. Hey!
Hi kids! I hope you had a great third day here at Maker Fun Factory. Remember, God is always with you. Wow, God! Remember that as you go through your day today, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.